Welcome back. Well, as I told you at the top of the news, we have a very special guest on today who produced a very inspirational film, and part of it was shot right here in the Village. Welcome to Autumn McAlpin and Side Gig Productions.
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you. This is a very inspirational film, and we'll talk about this and get into it in just a few minutes, called Shadow. And I do want to let you know that we're going to be showing it here on Channel 6 coming up in February, and we're very happy to have this. Tell me a little bit about your background, Side Gig Productions. How did you first get into filmmaking?
Yes, well, I've been a working writer for 10 years. I've been a columnist with the Orange County Register. I'm an author, and my love is for film. I wanted to tell stories through film. So I started screenwriting actually a few years back, and I've been working on some feature projects. But as anyone in film knows, those are really hard to get set up and moving along.
Yeah.
So last year I was just feeling hungry to get out and make something, and I'm currently getting my master's degree in writing for stage and screen from USC, and I had a lot of connections to the USC Film School, and I met this wonderful crew of recent graduates who are all looking for a project. So we teamed up, and I wrote a story that meant something to me, and we decided to make a short film. And in a way, I feel like it was my film school, just getting it made. I learned a lot every second of every day through the process, but it was really exciting, and we're all really proud of what we ended up with.
Well, certainly going to USC, very noted film school. I mean, the history of that place is quite extensive.
Yeah.
It's got quite a pedigree there.
It does, and I've got to give a shout out. It's funny, my crew is all from the film school. My program is the USC, it's the Masters of Professional Writing program, which is a wonderful program designed for people like me, working writers, who can dabble in cross-genre and study. So we can study fiction, nonfiction, screen, stage, and poetry. So that's my program there. But yes, love USC, love the film school, love my program. It's a wonderful place.
Well, I think one of the big advantages that people like yourself have today compared to 20 years ago is that you can produce something, although it costs a bit of money, quite inexpensively compared to years ago, mainly because of the the digital cameras that we use. You're not paying for film, you're not paying for processing, and even a home studio, when you look at the editing that needs to be done, can all be had for a fairly low amount of money compared to what it used to be. And it also, I think, enables people like yourself to get the kind of shots that you need. The cameras are smaller, you can mount them differently. And we're looking at some of your film here, Shadow, and you can see all the techniques that you used here. You used some people who are noted within the surfing world. Tell me about the background of this film.
Yes, well, the background of this film has a lot of personal tie-in. Although this film is about a professional surfer who suffers a career-ending injury, and he finds hope through a three-legged dog, which has nothing to do with me. I actually was diagnosed a few years back with a disease that affects my mobility. It's called CMT, which is not country music television. It's Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease. And my doctor at the time when I was diagnosed told me I have about 10 years of strong mobility left before I needed a walking device. And I don't choose to believe things like that. I feel like our three-legged dog we worked with, who has no idea she's missing a leg. I feel like we can do what we put our mind to. But I decided, if that's true, if I have 10 years left, I want to get something going. And I wanted to make a film about somebody overcoming a physical challenge. So in this film, our main character, Chase Davis, loses the ability to be the pro surfer because he injures his leg. And then he finds another character who is a dog with 3 legs who doesn't let that stop her. And so together, their friendship encourages them both to bind together and move on.
You shot this primarily in about a week, didn't you?
Yes, we did. 6 days in Orange County.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think my crew is still tired from the week, but we did. We had 12 locations, 6 days, and we went fast.
And then you were telling me you got pickup shots during the U.S. Open in Huntington.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And that all tied into to this film that, again, as you said, it is about a surfer, but it's so much more than that. It could have been somebody who's a golfer, or that part didn't really matter. It was a young guy here who sees his, up until that point, what he thinks is his life and his career all of a sudden taken away from them.
Exactly. A lot of people say, "Oh, you made a surf film," and I'm like, "Well, no, it's not like we didn't go out and film the U.S. Open. You know, we made a film about a surfer who, you're right, could be any character." And I think working with our local geography and climate, this story worked well, and we were able to draw a huge amount of support from the surf community. In fact, Rock and Fig, who's known as the voice of the U.S. Open, came on and. At a moment's notice, one of our great sponsors I have to give a shout out is Bob the Greek Bolin, who's a surfboard designer from Huntington, and he pulled together some wonderful surf resources, and Rock and Fig was the MC of our interview sequences.
That's great.
Yeah, so that was really fun.
So how did it come about that some of the sequences were done here in the village? And we have some of the people that you may know, Larry Strauss, Sheila Bialka, and John Perrick and all, who have little cameo roles in this film. How did that come about?
Yes, well, so in the story, the surfer is forced to recuperate his mother's house. Mm-hmm. And we wanted to show the juxtaposition of his two worlds, being this young surfer, able-bodied person moving into a community that might be foreign to him. And we wanted to show that he had some distance from his mother. And so what we did is we took him into a community where his mother lived in a 55 and older community. And living here and knowing how wonderful Laguna Woods is, you know, I live nearby, I thought, oh, this will be a great community to go and film. And then I called... I can't remember who I started with, but we just started making our calls, and I was linked to Sheila Bialka of the Old Pros, and she, just from the get-go, was a fabulous supporter. She rallied the Old Pro community, and we had, I think, 15 background actors show up to film this scene right here, actually, and they were so wonderful. Everyone brought their dogs because the film, you know, features a dog, so we wanted to have dogs in the background, so we had some very probably noticeable in the community dogs in the film.
Yeah,
and then there's Larry
Jeannie Sanner
and Jeannie Sanner. Yeah, and so yeah, we were able to film here, and Laguna Woods was amazing because they really pulled together last minute for us and just were able to give us the location, and we were able to film 2 scenes here. So
how many
exciting.
were you here? So you were here for a couple days?
No, actually, no. They were the schedule we were on. We were only here for a few hours, but 2 different locations. We were outside Clubhouse 3 for the scene where we staged that to be like the rehabilitation center. He was leaving with his cane right before this happens, and then we were just in Sheila's actually her neighborhood, which is in Gate 3 as well, for the scene where we were driving with the dogs in the background.
Yeah, and of course you were working with people here that are involved in the Old Pros that are very good at what they do.
Wonderful. I was so amazed to meet this group, and then it's been fun to move on and do other projects with them as well.
Yeah, I think it really turned out well, and as I said, we're going to show it here. The first couple times for sure will be coming up on Wednesday on the 5th at 3 p.m., then Tuesday, February 11th at 4 p.m., and the printed schedule, it just went to print yesterday, so those times aren't in there. The ones that I post online will have it in there, and then as we get more dates, we'll let you know about that. The actors that you used in here, I looked them up. Several of them have done some TV work, some film work.
Yeah.
Were they still at USC?
Oh, no. We didn't use any USC actors. We actually went through SAG.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We had casting sessions, and we pulled some connections. My uncle, Ernie Lively, has been around forever, and he's a wonderful actor. He played one of our doctors. And one exciting character we were able to cast John Philbin, who surf fans know him as Turtle from North Shore, the North Shore movie. And it took a little sweet talking to get him involved with his schedule, but he came on board. So yeah, we did it through SAG.
Yeah. I think that it is really good. Some of these people I kind of recognize from some things they've been on. I mentioned how nowadays you can produce something like this for a lot less money than what was done before. Now you're working on a feature film. Yes. That's called, is it called Waffle?
Waffle Street.
Waffle Street.
Waffle Street.
Tell me about that, and that's going to go into production if you get if all the stars align, literally and figuratively, in the spring. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, Waffle Street's a true story. It's based on the story of Jimmy Adams, who was a vice president of a $30 billion hedge fund, and he lost his job in 2009, and he wound up working as a waiter at the Waffle House. And so it's a story. It's actually a story about friendship. He forms this Shawshank-like bond with a cook there who teaches him real lessons about finance. And I came across the memoir in 2010 and really loved it. And the idea of the name Waffle Street, going from Wall Street to the Waffle Land, it was so appealing to me. So I've been working with the author for a few years now to get it set up as a film. I've written the film, and I'm producing it as well with my partners John J. Kelly and Brad Johnson. And we're scheduled to start shooting late spring in Utah, which is a very film-friendly state. And we're in the process of, we've raised a good portion, but we have a $2 million budget. So yeah, we're going from thousands to $1 million.
Yeah.
So even that, though that's considered a quite low budget for film, it's exciting to me to take that jump.
Yeah, if people don't know the Waffle House, it's kind of like the House of Pancakes, only for waffles. I guess you'd have to go out of this area because there's none in this area.
Right, and yeah, you're right.
You're also involved in a project with the Alzheimer's Association, the Alzheimer Club here, right?
Oh, well, Parkinson's disease.
Parkinson's, excuse me.
Parkinson's, the Can Do Club. Yes, Larry Strauss, who's the founder of Can Do, after I worked with him on Shadow, he had the idea, he'd been wanting to create some PSAs for Parkinson's Disease Awareness Month, which is in April. And he came to me and asked if I'd be interested in helping him stage a narrative story that brings people into the emotions and feelings of someone with Parkinson's. So we actually shot in Laguna Woods last week, and we're putting together the rough cut right now, and we're really lucky and excited because the National Parkinson's Disease Foundation came on board and has decided to acquire the film, or the
Very
PSA.
good.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, so we're actually we're producing a series of them now. So
I'm sure we'll be showing them here.
Absolutely.
People will be able to see it beyond here as well.
Absolutely, it'll be nationwide.
Which is great. Well, thank you very much. Great success with both Shadow at the film festivals you'll be at, and also your future film, Waffle Street. If you want to find out more about this, you can go to sidegigproductions.com, and you can find out all about the things that Autumn is doing. As I said, we're going to show the film here at least a couple times, February 5th at 3 p.m. and then the 11th at 4 p.m. And I'm sure that you'll be hearing more about this and more about Waffle Street. That sounds like a great film.
Yeah, I'm excited.
As well.
Yeah.
Come back and tell us how that production is going.
I will. I'd love to.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll be back in just a moment.